Let's go. We are in Broadstairs at Botany Bay, and we're going to skate down into Margate. So let's do it. It's a gorgeous morning right now, and it's nice and calm. So it's ideal for a little bit of drone work on my board. I'd like to fly with the drone a wee bit lower, but I obviously have to keep it above the height of people's heads, because every now and again I pass people. It's a beautiful spring morning today, pretty chilly though. We're just heading off to Margate to make a video, and I'm on my electric skateboard. And the reason I'm going down into Margate, and I just skate around the coast. I travel quite a lot locally on my electric skateboard. You know, it's no pollution, it's peaceful, quiet, it's safe. So you can get anywhere on it, so it's the perfect little thing. And when I was down the beach in Ramsgate the other day, I found a lot of plastic nurdles. They're what the petrochemical industry make. They're the raw product for plastic. So these little nurdles get broken down to make things out of plastic. And that was in Ramsgate. Now, I saw an article in the news a few days later that there's been a lot that's spilled out of that ship collision out in the North Sea near Yorkshire. And it was confirmed as well by helicopters that plastic nurdles has entered the environment. And these plastic nurdles are really small, and they travel a long distance in the ocean. They're already everywhere anyway. But because I found a load on the beach in Ramsgate, around the south side of the Thanet coast, and then I saw on the news about that tanker, I've decided to head around to the north coast of the Thanet, to Margate, to take a look myself if I could find any more plastic nurdles. So I've got my sieve in my backpack from the kitchen, and what I'm going to do for my little video I'm going to make in a bit, not on this video, is I'm going to sieve random bits of sand and see if there's any plastic nurdles in it. Just random like samples. That's what I'm off to do. I could have done it in Ramsgate where I've already found them, but my theory is there might be more in Margate. And also I like to chop it up a bit with my content and do it from different places. I'm off to Dungeness this weekend, to Romney. So I'll be doing some content from there. And as you may notice, quite often I might post content. It's a while after I make the content. So sometimes people think I'm like in a certain place on that time, but actually I made the video like a week before. And that happens with a lot of content creators. We make our videos when the weather's right and when we get the chance. Catch up drone. And then when we put them out when they're ready. So sometimes the content's a bit older. Here we're just coming up to the North Foreland Southern Water discharge point. This is where the sewage is dumped into the sea, Margate End. So sometimes it's treated, sometimes it's not treated. So this is a classic place for finding lots of products that people flush down the toilets. This beautiful bay down here. And people are wrongly flushing plasters down the toilet, sanitary products, floss harps, earbuds, and these are coming straight out into the water. And so I find false teeth as well. People's teeth fall down the toilet, and this is all coming straight into the sea. So plasters is a funny one. You wonder why you find a lot of plasters on the beach, and obviously some of them are coming off people that are swimming, but not the amount I find. It's because people wrongly flushing down the toilet, and all ending up out here. So we're taking it a bit slow with this drone. My skateboard's fast, 30 miles an hour fast, but the drone won't keep up at that speed. So I'm just kind of taking it easy. And of course I'm allowing this to fly on its own, so because I can't really fly a drone and skateboard at the same time. So I'm relying on this AI drone to do it. This to my left is a great place. I'm going to head through the middle of it. This is a wildflower meadow. Let's go through the middle of it rather than go past the sewage treatment. So they allow all this to go wild. I'm not too sure on the state of management of it. You can see right now that Alexanders are really taking over. You know, wild areas do need management to get their maximum benefits. But I don't think they do much here. But I know there's various wildflowers in here. And of course, Alexanders are very invasive. The Romans bought Alexanders here. When the seed heads dry out, they're like a spice, they're like pepper. And I think that's why the Romans bought them here. And they do flower. You can eat the young flower heads now. They taste a bit like broccoli. Quite a hit on them. So you can eat the flowers and you can eat the seeds in late summer. And they do flower and they do provide for our pollinators and our insects, but they're not that great. They're not beneficial and they therefore shadow everything else out. And of course, what's important is diversity. It's no good if it's all Alexanders. Here we're coming into Palm Bay now. It's a beautiful open bit here. I'm really lucky to have a nice still morning for it today, because here on the north part of the planet it gets really windy, and I regularly come round this way, and it's always the north coast of the planet. It's always Palm Bay that's like the most windy, coldest place in the planet. It really is. I wouldn't want to live here. I prefer the south coast. It's much nicer. But they've got lovely big open beaches here. And it's a lovely place, of course it is. The council sitting there in their van, idling their engines. They sit there for hours sometimes, just keep warm by having the engines running. And funnily enough, Thanet Council put out a statement a while ago saying they're going to fine people if they idle. And I hate idling. Sitting there with your engine running, it's really wasteful and polluting. Yet the people I see doing it the most when I'm out on the coast is our Thanet Council staff, like them. They'll be sat there for ages, just like nothing, all the time. And our taxpayers are paying for that long break and that fuel that they're idling. Right, so we're going to head through now. There's some, I can see there's some young school kids playing football before they start school. It's quite early in the morning. On the green, lovely big green here. I have to be very cautious with dogs as well. As a dog owner myself, I know that sometimes dogs don't like drones. Right, let's open it up a bit. Let's try and go a bit faster. Yeah, I love getting around here early in the morning. It's so peaceful and quiet. My van's in the garage this morning. I'm unfortunate enough to own a Volkswagen Transporter. It's nothing but blooming trouble. I've had it since new as well. So that's in the garage today. Oh look, winter heliotrope growing wild there. Garden escapee, full of flower. These shelters, I mean, a lot of councils are cash strapped. I hope that changes with devolution, but state of this, it's been like it for absolute years. Just run down shelters all along our coast. A lot of them, the council just get rid of them, then they ain't got to look after them. I'm going to be using this drone at the weekend. I'm going to be running through the desert that is Dungeness, the UK's only desert. Amazing place. And I'm going to be getting up before the sunrise, hopefully. Might be nice, hopefully nice weather, and just run through the desert. So that'd be good. Look at this tree here. This home oak is growing. You can see the wind gets hold of it because the wind comes up off the cliff and it's therefore shaping the tree. Gonna head out onto the grass now. All right. Just headed out onto the grass there, just because there's a few kids on their way to school. I mean, they won't be identifiable, but I just keep them off shot. Yeah, and the dog's going for me. That's fine. That was not a problem. You know, some people would get offended by a dog acting like that, but not me. It's like, it's a dog, man. It's a dog. It's what they do. Yeah, okay, mine wouldn't do that, but the dog's out having a good time. He's only barked at me. Wasn't a problem. I just slowly cruised past. The owner's got his dog on a lead now. No problem at all. I'd rather that than not see any dogs. Dogs bring people so much joy, and dogs get people outside as well. So, big dog fan. Apart from that guy's dog's having a poo and he's not going to pick it up. All right, let's open up and see what happens to the drone. So we're going to go as far as I'm going to be going through. I'm going through like Cliftonville now, and then I'm going to be going through past the Lido, the old sea bathing area, and then I'm going to be coming out into Margate Pier. I don't know if I'm going to keep the drone going the whole time because I've got to be careful with you know, obstacles and dangers of flying this drone like I am. I am obviously qualified and insured on this drone, and it's got all my details on it. But and I am allowed to fly this drone near people. It's got propeller guards on it. It's under a certain weight, but I just try and be careful, be considerate. A lot of attention of people looking at the drone following me. I suppose it is quite cool. That's one way to go to school. Look, electric scooter. And I nearly lost my drone over that little confusion. This is Walpole Bay now. Let's take a wide. I'm going to go wide round so we show you the bay. So here's Walpole Bay. Great big old set of people in there now swimming. It's a great big concrete wall goes round and holds on to a lot of the water so you can swim even if it's low tide. Brilliant. Load of people swimming in there, braver than me. I've only been in once this year. We're heading to Cliftonville now, to an area called the Bandstand. I think we'd probably do this early in the mornings, this kind of footage, because it gets quite busy along here. Again, another rundown shelter, just abandoned by the council. All the shelters are abandoned, all the water features are filled in with concrete. It's a real shame. But the council staff are paid very well, especially the management. And we've got, you know, again, this bugs me, all this cut grass. Just what's the point? What's the point cutting all that grass? House sparrows in there chirping away. Hoping these videos might do quite well on YouTube. I'm really struggling with YouTube at the moment. It feels like I'm doing a Facebook Live when I'm doing these videos, long format. And just sort of chat about whatever I feel like. I hope you'll watch it. If you've got this far, put something in the comments for me, like put in the comments Kinder Egg. And I'll know you've managed to watch it this far. And I'll love you for it. Kinder Egg. Oh, the gulls are kicking off now. Hear that? The heron gulls. They're very vocal this time of year. There's a lot of breeding going on. And they will become extremely territorial now as they form their nest sites. They quite often we'll kick off with a drone, not flying at this altitude. I'm 4 meters off the ground with this drone. Like, it's not going to bother any birds. But the gulls, I think, probably clocked it then and just set off their alarm calls to let the mates down. Now, anyway, over here, love it. I love this so much, right? Over there by the bandstand, I'll swerve in a bit. My favourite band, the Libertines. My favourite band. And I love my music. I love lots of bands. But Libertines are my favourite. Moved to Margate. They've built a studio and hotel and pub just over here in Cliftonville, Margate. It's nearly hit that then. See that? Just over here, it's called the Albion Rooms. I've been there a few times. It's lovely. And they've done a gig. They do local gigs now as well. I'm going to see them at Dreamland this year. So yeah, it's just great having my favourite band present. I don't know why they're here, but I guess it's trendy. But yeah, it's been great. This place to my left used to be like a Sea World. It was like an aquarium. Now it's like old folks' apartments. That's an American thing to say, wasn't it, old folks? I thought it might be less offensive than old people. No offence to old people, but some people are lucky to get old. And that's what they are, old people. And they used to have dolphins in their captivity. Horrible stuff, man. So, careful through here. Now, a lot of people don't even hear me coming because they had headphones in. One of those two guys had headphones in then. And that drone, as you might have seen, just had a bit of a incident with the tree. Made a bit of noise. Amazing, this drone. And the guy with the headphones didn't even notice. I always find that funny. When I'm out running as well, and when I drive the electric car, people like step out in front of you because they don't hear you. People without headphones will hear an electric car. They'll hear the tyre noise and stuff. But but it is very quiet. When you've got headphones in, you won't hear the cars. So quite often people step out in front of me at junctions without looking, and they've got headphones in. It's dangerous, man. Dangerous. So here's the Lido. Now that there with Lido written on it is a chimney, because they used to have big fires burning below to heat water. So not many people know that that is a chimney. It's a beautiful structure, very Art Deco, and long may it last. I guess it's protected, I don't know. But it's a real icon, still standing. It should be listed, surely. I mean, if it's not, that's crazy. Well, I'm getting near a road now. I'll go a bit quick, I think. I have to come up onto the road here, otherwise I've got to walk downstairs and stuff. And obviously, because I'm on a skateboard, I stick to the flat surfaces downstairs. I really realise what it must be like for people who need wheelchairs or mobility scooters, because you've got to learn where all the stairs and stuff are. And I know that because I come here all the time. We go down here next. Pretty quite a long video, this, isn't it? Do please definitely take the time to really give me some feedback on these videos, because I feel like who's going to want to watch it because it's so long. And I've put quite a bit of effort. This is like taking me time and risking my expensive drone. If people love it, then it's worth it. I'm going to stick with it. We're going to go all the way into Margate Pier now. Okay, we're back in business now. I just had the battery ran out on the drone. First time it's happened when it's following me. And what was really good is it just landed. And that's come a long way with that battery because it's done a bit of wind and stuff as well. I always have a spare battery if I'm on the ball. This board battery is incredible. I can do 30 miles on this board. This is insane, this board. It's the best. I love it. It's my third electric skateboard. What's out there? Mm. Mm. Having mic issues at the moment. You'll notice there'll be a bit of like tip, 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 tapping every now and again in my audio. Um, so I'll try and work out how to deal with that. It's to do with this device connecting to my phone and relying on like Bluetooth and stuff. It's not great, the audio. But there's an Anthony Gormley statue down there next to Margate Pier. Might go have a look at that a bit later. I could do my sand thing there. Anyway, we're in Margate now. We're at Margate Pier. Let's have a look. Oh, they're replacing the slabs at last. Jeez. They absolutely bodged up the groundworks here. My video went pretty much viral about the state they left it in. It looks like they're here to sort it now, like months later, 5 months later. Right, here we are, Margate Pier. I'm going to run it to the end and bring this drone in. Hope you've enjoyed that video. Quite enjoyed making it. Hope the audio is acceptable. I'm going to skate back and yeah, we've lost you. Come on, keep up, drone. I'll bring it in now. That'll do it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that video. We've made it to Margate all the way from Broadstairs. Get wild.